A reading from Tobit chapter 9. Then Tobias called Raphael and said to him, Azarias, take 4 of the servants with you and 2 camels, and go to Gabael's house in the town of Ragus. Give him the signed document so that he will give you the money. Then bring him back with you for the wedding feast. You know that my father is counting the days until I come home, and he will be very upset if I am even 1 day late. You know too how Raguel insists that I must stay, and I cannot disappoint him. So Raphael and the 4 servants went to Rages in Media, where they stayed at Gabael's house. Raphael gave him the signed document and told him that Tobit's son Tobias had recently married and that Gabael was invited to the wedding feast. At once, Gabael counted out the bags of money, which were still sealed, and they loaded them on the camels. Very early the next morning, they set out for the wedding feast. When Raphael and Gabael came to Raguel's house, they found Tobias at dinner. Tobias immediately got up and greeted Gabael. With tears in his eyes, Gabael returned the greeting and added, You are just like your honest and generous father. May the Lord in heaven bless you and your wife, your mother-in-law and your father. Praise God, he has let me live to see my cousin Tobias, who looks so much like his father. The word of the Lord. A reading from Tobit chapter 10. Meanwhile, every day Tobit was keeping count of the time needed to travel to Rages and back. When the time was up and his son had not returned, Tobit said to his wife, What can be keeping him? Do you suppose Gabael has died? Maybe there is no one to give him the money. Tobit was very worried. Then Anna said, My son is dead. I'm sure of it. She began to weep and to mourn for Tobias. Oh, my son, the joy of my life, why did I ever let you leave home? Tobit tried to comfort her. Calm down, my dear, he said. Don't worry. He will be all right. Something unexpected is probably keeping them there longer than we counted on. Besides, his companion is a reliable man and a relative at that. Don't let yourself get so upset over him, dear. I'm sure he is already on his way home. But she replied, Be quiet and leave me alone. Don't try to fool me. My son is dead. Each day, she would rush out of the house to the road which Tobias had taken and would watch for him until sunset. She would let no one comfort her, and when she returned home, she would weep and mourn for her son all night long without sleeping. The 2-week wedding feast which Raguel had promised to hold for his daughter Sarah came to an end. So Tobias went to him and asked, Please let me go home now. I'm certain my parents have given up all hope of ever seeing me again. Please, Raguel, let me go home to my father. I have already told you the condition he was in when I left. But Raguel answered, Stay, my son, stay here with me. I will send messengers to your father to tell him that you are all right. But Tobias insisted, No, I can't. Please let me go back to my father. So Raguel gave Tobias his bride Sarah without further delay. He also gave Tobias half of everything he owned. Slaves, cattle, sheep, donkeys, camels, clothes, money and furniture. Raguel embraced Tobias and sent them on their way with his blessing. Goodbye, my son. Have a safe journey. May the Lord of heaven protect you and Sarah, and may I live to see your children." Raguel then said to Sarah, "Go with your husband and live in his parents' house. From now on, they are as much your parents as your own mother and I are. Let me hear only good things about you as long as I live." After saying goodbye, he sent them on their way. Then Edna said to Tobias, "Tobias, my dear child, may the Lord bring you safely home, and may he let me live to see your children. The Lord is my witness. I am placing my daughter in your care. Never at any time in your life do anything that would break her heart. Have a safe journey, Tobias. From now on, Sarah is your wife, and I am your mother. May we all prosper as long as we live." Then Edna kissed them both and sent them safely on their way. The word of the Lord.